Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Maverick here today with episode 7 of Sonny Boy. And so with this, we kick off the second half of the season, or I guess this series, since I don't really think there's going to be a sequel here. Some things were revealed in the last episode, right? We went on this long journey down with a lot of quantum mechanic references and whatnot. In fact, the whole show itself may be just a reference to, the idea of the multiverse or multiple worlds theory, multiple parallel worlds of quantum mechanics and so on and so forth, right? Now, what does that actually mean for everything? Is this just a bunch of scientific mumbo jumbo and whatnot? Potentially. Honestly, I'm not even sure how many people would manage to catch all those references to quantum mechanics and even be aware of it in the first place. But yeah, I mean, at least to me, it's fun, even if it might be a little bit too pretentious in a way, in that, well, I can't really say, right, because nobody really knows how it works and whatnot, so, I mean, I at least enjoy the fact that they're trying to sort of explain away all these various different things using something that is more or less scientific, right, so I do find it fun. But, of course, the main problem here, or the main point here is, putting all that aside, we still need to find a way for our protagonists to have a future, right? So maybe they were unable to go back to their original world, or the concept of not being chosen, right? So they are like a discarded version of the world. They are not the main timeline, or something of that sort. But even so, obviously we're trying to move forward, we're trying to stay positive, and I'm sure that at the end of all of this, we are still going to go back to the roots, and it being a sort of coming of age story, and we'll really get to the bottom of the backstories of all of our main characters. So with that in mind, let's just jump into the episode. Alright, let's begin in 3, 2, 1, play. $600,000. We're like going to another completely wacky and bonkers. What? And I like how they're using like a Western school bus as well, an American school bus. Oh. Huh. Glad these two are having a bonding moment. I'm kind of curious though, so how come they never meet any more iterations of themselves? Right? If this is essentially a sort of multiverse. And what is that shit? Being able to travel through the multiverse. Robinson Crusoe. Great book. I love it. It's just an ant farm, you guys. What the hell? You have a bug? What incarnation am I watching? Oh, you just made the world upside down. You are certainly quick to adapt, aren't you, Nagara? Nah, gata.
そうだよ、みんな同じ時代と第二中の生徒だ。
From different generations.
今みんなで塔を作ってるんだ。これだけだよ。何のために？天国を目指してるんだ。
The Tower of Babylon.
もちろん。でもそれだけじゃない。ついでにお宝も探してるんだよ。それだけだよ。天国が出口でお宝も。一体何が目的なの？まあ、どれもだよ。さあ、着いたよ。
Again, I love how Nagara is just going along with everything. I guess he feels responsible for all these people being here, eh? Nope, can't go. Oh, I guess that's Beatnik or whatnot. $200. 500,000. Yep. Elites from different war. Babel. Tower of Babel. It's kind of like the Soredake. Okay. What is with your makeup, lady? Mm-hmm. This suddenly turned like into like a Ghibli anime all of a sudden. Have meaning in life, right? Have some passion, even if it's for a lie or a half truth or something like that. Stay positive! What?
本当にあった。すごいや。
Why is there like a...
待って。綺麗だろ。これは暗い洞窟の中
Uh,
に住む虫なんだ。なんでだと思う？なんでなの？この綺麗な光で虫
oh, hello.
で釣り上げるんだ。すごいだろ。
Ah, okay. Oh. Now here comes the rescue crew. How is Nagara able to just... about that. Oh. So Hoshi's like broken free of his shackles or something of that sort. Okay. We've suddenly turned into a normal shonen. So these... I guess these 4 or 5 are gonna stay behind on this world. Whereas the others are going to their own world. Is that Asakaze? Komor. Hmm? What? No, it's someone else entirely. The bat! Lock Hope. You wouldn't even exist in this first place. What is with that umbrella setup, though? What in the world just happened? Good point. We actually forgot about that. How do you take a look at infinite worlds, though? Which is what is being implied here.
になれてよかった。
Okay, so I guess they've all just accepted their fate, that they're never going back to the original world, right? Oh! Asakaze actually turned up with him. World creation. Sorry, that. It's now her that's having a bit of pensive at this, right? The one who's always tried to stay positive and upbeat about everything. But then, of course, last episode we finally see, you know, she was dying the whole time, right? in a sense. It's just so interesting and loving. I'll see you guys after this. Alright, so this episode, man, we already had some pretty weird episodes and, you know, these 6 episodes up to this point, but this one really, took it just a little step further, didn't it? But still, I think at the very end, the concepts that it wanted to bring across was quite clear, right? It's basically like one giant metaphor, and you can really sum it up into, like, just one string of words, which Nagara said, right? In order to move forward, I need to turn the world upside down. That's essentially the whole point of this particular episode, right? And you know, it's definitely making these metaphors and allusions to the real world, how, you know, you're conforming to the norms of society, and, you know, you're just like a mindless drone, you're like an ant just working away, twirling away, listening to orders, but not really thinking of why you're doing this or what you're doing, and so on and so forth. And so you need to basically turn your own your own values or your own understandings upside down or whatnot in order to see things from a different perspective, all that kind of thing, right? So I think the core concept that it's trying to bring here isn't that complicated, even though it definitely tries to use as, I will have to say it is creative, right? Because I will give one thing to this anime, and that is that even though it really jumps all, it's kind of weird, it jumps here, jumps there, and so on and so forth, but it keeps things interesting, and that is very, very important, right? At no point while watching this was I bored. I was more like, I was more like bewildered, if you will, but not in a bad way, in a sense of, okay, what is this crap, I want to turn it off, but it actually sparked curiosity within me, at least for me anyways. I'm not sure if you guys feel the same way as well, but if you are still watching all the way up to this point, I assume so as well, right? And beyond that, though, I think one other thing that we can talk about in regards to the entire context of the story, if you guys remember, for the past few episodes, I keep on touting the point of how, it's essentially that these students in Nagara, and really many of the others as well, our protagonist groups, our main characters, they're at this crossroads in their life, right, where they need to make a decision what they're actually trying to do. I did keep on saying it is a coming-of-age anime, right? Well, I think one thing that I didn't particularly mention, though, is that because they are actually mid-schoolers, right, not high schoolers, so you could say that, in regards to deadline, which I mentioned before on, when is the transition point into actually turning into adult and whatnot, they still have some time, right? Now, granted, in Japan, mandatory or compulsory education is only up to the end of mid-school, right? And so, with them having this symbolic graduation with their otherworld selves and whatnot, in a way, you can say that you are free and you need to decide, like, what exactly you want to do in the future, right? Now, granted, in this modern society, in this modern world, most people will just choose to directly go on and, attend high school and so on and so forth, but there is a choice, right? There is a choice. You can choose to pursue your own interest or at least negotiate with your parents and whatnot, or your guardians on what you want to do in life, and not necessarily go to a normal high school. But yeah, I think that, the fact that they have this sort of allusion to graduating as well definitely plays a role in how they are trying to basically portray all the other students. They're basically off into this world now. They're trying to find their own, find their own thing, find their worth, find what they want to do. They're free, right? So it's off to do whatever they want. The promised land that they want to go to, right? And then we have various different factions as well. Nagara, I feel like what he wants to do is he wants to create his own ideal world, right? The fact that he did drift out or escape to this place in the first place, I think once again stems back to there's something that he's discontent with in the original world, right? Either he's trying to run away from it, or he feels that there is he desires a world where it's shaped according to his will or something of that sort, and that is why we are in this situation here. And I think that is the key to resolving all of this and then ending this particular anime as well, right? Once Nagara, most probably using his world creation abilities, finds a world which he wants to inhibit, and he wants to move forward to, then maybe this entire story will come to an end here. At least that's my prediction anyways. And so yeah, we are left with the four main characters, right? Nagara, Nozomi, Mizuho, and Asakaze. And, well, let's just see what exactly they are going to do. And I guess one final thing is the interesting point in regards to Nozomi. Again, throughout the first half of this anime, she's basically been this very cheerful, very upbeat kind of girl. I'll never give up, always push forward, you need to move into the future, grasp your future, all that kind of stuff. And then, I think, I mentioned already a little bit in the last episode, but I think the reason why she is taking on this kind of attitude is because, due to some situation where it's possible that she has like some sort of fatal illness or disease which is going to limit her lifespan or something of that sort, right? And she's trying to fight against it. She's trying to fight destiny. But because of last episode where she did see herself die, in the parallel world, in the future and whatnot, she's realizing that, hey, even if she tries to keep up this positive attitude and whatnot, it's just it didn't really amount to anything at the very end, right? She still was not able to break free of her fate, and she still died in the end. So that's why she's kind of having like some uncertainty at this point. So I think it's going to turn into a very different dynamic in the second half of this anime here, right? And I guess from next episode onwards, we'll have to see what exactly the group dynamic is amongst these four, and how they are going to solve each other's problems. And then in the end, I'm still predicting a triumphant return to the original world, or at least something similar to it, where they will most probably all continue on in high school or something of that sort. So yeah, anyways, that's episode 7 of Sonny Boy. Hope you guys are enjoying it as well. I am certainly enjoying it, even though it is really crazy and very, very metaphoric, and you kind of have to have a little bit of imagination and also a little bit of an open mind when watching this particular work here, right? But still, I do find it interesting, and the creativity is definitely there. So, thank you guys. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.